Hello everybody! Today I'm showing you these two cards where I stamped the background and marked a little place for having some sentiments and things like that. I'm using these two stamp sets. They are coming in 1 week, new from Create a Smile. It's Stamping Friends. It's available in German and English, and these lovely fine ferns. They're so cute. And also I have these strange skin rash on my hands, so I'm very sorry for that. I have no idea where they're from. So I'm starting with my first card. I'm using these background panel. Also, this die is also from Create a Smile, and I'm using these masking tape. It's from a when you want to color your walls, you can use it also. And I try to give away or put away these glue behind, so I put it on my pullover for several times, that it's not so sticky anymore. And yes, then I also need a second sheet of masking paper, but I do not fix it because I can pull it over my paper as I use it, as I need it. So I'm using these Distress Oxides because they are very good for the solid stamping. And the stamp set from the Fine Ferns is so clever and beautiful, because you have 3 solid stamps and you have the same stamps again, but only with lines. So you can create awesome scenes. I have seen from my design team colleagues so many great cards with color combos. For example, a mixture of turquoise and green is awesome, or you can use it with I used it on a yellow cardstock with a little darker yellow stamp color. I love these ferns. So I do 3 layers. The first layer I do with the darkest color, or with the darkest pink. It's picked raspberry, and I stamp them over my masking tape with a little help from this sheet of paper. Then I do a second round with a lighter pink, and this is spun sugar. I hope I pronounce it right. And in this case I do not change my stamp every stamping. I only use 2 of these 3 ferns. And yeah, here I was wondering about why my paper is dirty on both sides, but it didn't ruin my card. So yes, this is my second layer with this light color, and it's all it's yet already so beautiful. But now I come in with this purple color. It's Seedless Preserves. And here I'm using these outlined ferns. Aren't they pretty? Oh, I can't stop using them, really. I think this will be my new top favorite stamp set for my flowers. I love it really, really much. So yes, I stamped the 3rd layer, and now I think I'm ready with the background. Now you have to be very careful when you remove this tape. If you have some struggles, or you recognize the paper is not it's not lifting up so well, you can try to use your heating tool very carefully. So this is my masked background, and here's another new thing from Create a Smile coming in some days. There are a lot of word dies. I think these are 5 words. Happy birthday, congrats, and then also 2 German words. And you have always these font die, and you have the shadow. This is so beautiful. And what I love is that this eye dot is not separate. It's in the font, so you cannot lose it. And look how beautiful it is with the shadow. But on my card I didn't like the shadow. So that is why I only took this birthday word and font And first I put my background on a cardstock. I took a pink cardstock, so maybe somebody thinks it's too many pink on my card. But for this I will add some black sentiment that I have not, so that I have a little bit variation. So I tried to first I tried to use my tape runner, but it doesn't work so good. So that is why I use my Tombow glue with a little wood stick, put some little glue dots on my die cut, and this is what works for me very good. So now I added my birthday, and now I add my happy, and this nearly was the end of the card. I just put some sequins on, and for this I use my what is it called, multimedia matte glue. So yes, and some clear sequins, smaller one and bigger one. This is I think it's a favorite combination for me. So the first card is ready, and now we come to the second card. It's the same technique. We create background with stamps, and we masked. In this case, I masked a circle with a very small or thin paper and a removable adhesive. And so you need to know two little rules for the masking part. It's important that you stamp on these edge of the circle. The more color you put on the edge, you better see the circle afterwards. And the second rule is start with the biggest image of your stamp set, because with the biggest one you can give your card, wait, I need to look for the word. Okay, this word I knew. You can give your card a kind of balance, maybe when you stamp 3 elements in the big one, or 3 big elements, and then you always go tinier and tinier. In this case, the stamp set, these stamps are nearly the same size, but not the little tiny sequin. I messed up a little bit that one scissor because it's too near to that stamp. But I didn't want to start the whole process again, so sorry for that. So at the end I tried to fill these last spaces with my washi tape, and the final super last spaces I fill up with that little tiny sequin. But maybe you can find in different stamp sets some not so or maybe some graphic just graphic little stamps, maybe some circles or only dots. So you can use them for filling these tiny spots. Then I can remove my mask and this little glue, and my background is ready. So maybe you can fill in all these little stamps with, for example, very light gray markers or Copics, so that makes your masking area a little bit clearer. But I didn't want to do it. But this is a great possibility too. Or you can color it with colors. So you have but then you have too many focus on the background for this card I wanted to do today. So now I finally color 2 of these images. This is a blending tool. I love it so much because it really looks like the stuff you have on your crafting table. It makes so much fun. And yes, this is a peacock feather, maybe, Distress ink. And I create matching or color matching washi tape. I love this so much. I have so many washi tapes in my cupboard. and I use it so selden, just for closing some envelopes, but I do it never on cards. So it's such a big fun to have a stamp with washi tape to put it on your cards. But it's a little bit ironic. You do not use your washi tape, but you use washi tape stamp. But it makes fun. So I color it in also turquoise or in matching peacock feather color or things like that, or something like that. And these little hole I try to color in gray. And I think, yes, it looks like a little hole. And I thought orange could match to this turquoise color. And I hope I'm right. Now I just finally put this background on my cardstock, and I have to stamp that cute sentiment. It says, I think the English sentiment, the English stamp set has the same. I think it's "May the Mojo be with you." It's like Star Wars movie, but a little bit more crafty. And I stamped it with black ink and clear embossed it over it. And yes, now I do not add. I only need. Oh, sorry, it's so late. I do only need to put all things together on my cardstock, and to have my final card. Yes, I think these backgrounds are great when you have no critters or you have not such a great idea for building a scene or telling a story on your card. So this is a kind of graphic solution, and I like this very much. And yes, the stamp's coming out in a few days, and the release week is starting right now. I hope you liked my video. Thanks for watching it, and as always, sorry for my struggling English. Bye bye.